Good evening, my dear students. Today, in this session, we are going to discuss the problem on projections of a point. This is a miscellaneous problem. Draw the projections of the following point on a common reference line. So, this means that we need to draw the one common reference line. This line should be remain same for all the problems. Keep the distance between their projector 30 mm apart. From each problem, we have to maintain the distance of 30 mm. First question, a point A is 20 mm below the horizontal plane and 50 mm in front of vertical plane. First of all, we need to draw the coordinate. Let us see. This is horizontal plane, and this is called as vertical plane and vertical plane. So this point, what we can say, above the horizontal plane, in front of vertical plane. In front of vertical plane. And this point, what we can say, above the horizontal plane, behind the vertical plane. Behind the vertical plane. And this point, what we can say here, we can say as below the horizontal plane, behind the vertical plane. Behind the vertical plane. What about this point? Below the horizontal plane and in front of vertical plane. In front of vertical plane. First of all, understand this question. A point A is 20 mm below the horizontal. Below the horizontal plane. It lies in a third quadrant as well as in the fourth quadrant. Right? 50 mm in front of vertical plane. We are sure that this problem is based on fourth quadrant problem, because below and in front is lies in a fourth quadrant only. Is it right? Then first draw the reference line. This reference line should be remain same for all. Clear? It represent as the point here x, and this point is called as y. X and y is known as the reference line. Clear? The fourth quadrant formula, we know that both are below the reference line. Both line should be below the reference line. So let's see, 20 mm below the HP and 50 mm in front of VP. I told you one trick, is it right? In front of VP. HP means you have to draw the projection on vertical plane. Vertical plane, what we can say here, we can say as front view. It represent as the point A dash. Clear? Check this one. A dash. Clear? Then 50 mm in front of BP, what we can say, BP, we need to draw the projection of a point on the horizontal plane So HP is called as top view. It represents as the point A. 20 mm. In the fourth quadrant, we know the concept HP and VP both are below the reference line. The smallest value, how much is there? 20 mm. Measure a length of 20 mm. Okay, 20 mm. This 20 mm should draw on where here? On the vertical plane. This vertical plane, what we can say? Front view. Front view. It represent as the point here A dash. Again, extra how much we have to take over here? 30 mm. 30 mm means here 50 mm will be there now. 50 mm in front of VP means resting on where here? On HP. Extra we need to measure the length of 30 mm. Clear? This is 20 mm. Show the dimension 20 mm, and this is how much here? 30 millimeter. Okay. So from the reference line should be height how much we want? 50 mm. From the reference line we want the height should be 50. Clear? So this is what we can say, 50 mm in front of VP means resting on HP. HP, what we can say? Top view. Top view is represented as the point A. The first question is completed. The first question is completed. Come to the second question. A point B is in HP. Again we are in dilemma because we are not having the confidence it's where it is lies. Is it right? Again we have to move toward 40 mm behind the VP. Behind the VP means we know the concept. Behind it lies only in two quadrant. It may be in second quadrant, okay, or it may be in third quadrant. So you can take any one. It is your choice. So you can choose the second coordinate or third coordinate. You will get the same answer. Clear? Then apart from that, we have to maintain the distance of 30 mm each, because in the question itself is given 30 mm apart from this point. Okay, let us see. I'm using here for the second question, I'm using the coordinate here, third coordinate. Third coordinate formula, we know that this is the fourth quadrant, and third quadrant formula, which one is there? HP by VP. Clear? That 40 mm behind the VP means the resting on where here? On the HP. Where the resting here? HP. HP, what we can say? Top view. Top view is represented as the point here B. Clear? So let us see. We need to draw the 40 mm. We draw on 40 mm. This 40 mm should draw. Where we have to draw it here? On the horizontal plane. On the horizontal plane. Horizontal plane, where it is there? Above the reference line. Above the reference line, how much length we have to measure? 40 millimeter. Okay. This length should be 40 millimeter. Clear? So let us see. 40 mm behind the VP. The resting on where here? On HP. HP, what we can say? Top view. Top view is represented as the point B. Represent as the point B. So this is what we can say. HP is called as top view. HP is called as top view. It represents as the point as B. What about this point? So this point VP, this VP, what we can say? Front view. Is it right? It represents as the point B dash. If you solve by second method, you will get the same figure. If you solve by third figure, you will get the same figure. Is it right? Come to the third quadrant. a point 30 mm in front of VP. 30 mm in front, you know very well, in front it lies only in two coordinate, first quadrant and fourth quadrant. Clear? First quadrant and fourth quadrant. And in HP, so you can go for any one. So you can take first quadrant or you can go for fourth quadrant. It's your choice. So you can write here. It's like, what about this one? This question is based on third quadrant. You can say that, or you can solve by second quadrant. Clear? Come to this one. 30 meter apart. We have to measure a length 30 meter apart. Okay, let us see. A point C is 30 mm in front of VP and in HP. 30 mm in front of VP means we need to draw the figure on bed here on the horizontal plane. On the horizontal plane. Horizontal plane, what we can say? Top view. Top view is represent as the point. Which one is there? Present as the point C. Clear? Use first quadrant. You can use fourth quadrant. You will get the same answer. Okay. So I am using here first quadrant. VP by HP. 30 mm you need to draw on bed here on the HP. On the HP. Where is the HP? Below the reference line. Below the reference line. From this reference line, we need to measure a length of how much? 30 millimeter. How much? 30 millimeter. Clear? 30 millimeter. So this point, what we can say here? Top view. HP is called as top view. It represents as the point C. Clear? What about the VP? VP is called as front view. Is it right? Front view. It represents as the point C dash. If you solve by fourth quadrant, you will get the same answer. You can solve by first quadrant, you will get the same answer. Third one is completed. So you can write here, it lies in a first quadrant as well as it lies in a fourth quadrant. Clear? A point D is, again we have to measure a distance of 30 meter apart. Okay, mark over here. A point D is 50 mm above the HP. Above the HP and 30 mm behind the VP. Above and behind. Where it lies here? It lies in a above and behind. It lies in a second quadrant. Clear? What is the second quadrant formula? We know that here the HP and VP both are above the reference line. Clear? That. First of all, let us see here in both of them. So you can write here 50 mm above the HP, 30 mm behind the VP. So 50 mm you need to draw on where here? On HP means draw on VP. 50 mm above the HP means draw the figure on VP. VP, what we can say? Front view. Front view is represent as the point here D dash. Clear? D dash. Then 30 mm behind the VP means the resting on where here? On HP. HP, what we can say? Top view. It represent as the point D. Clear? So it lies in a which quadrant here? Above and behind, it lies in a second quadrant. The second quadrant formula, we know that HP and VP both are above the reference line. So in which we have to select the smallest value. The smallest is 30 mm. First of all, we have to measure a length of 30 mm from the reference line. Clear? This line should be very light. We have to use the H pencil for this. Okay, for this dotted we have to make as the H, we have to use HB pencil. 30 mm behind the VP means the resting on bed here on HP. HP, what we can say? Top view. What we can say? top view. It represents as the point D. This point is called as D. Again, extra how much distance we have to measure? We want 50, is it right? Extra we have to measure the length of 20 mm, is it right? 50 mm above the HP means the resting on where here? On the VP. VP also above the reference line only. From this point, first of all we have to show the dimension. This is how much? 30 mm. Okay. Then from this point how much we want? 20 mm. Let us see. 50 mm above the HP means resting on VP. VP, what we can say here? Front view. It represents as the point here D dash. Is it right? So here we can write 20 mm. If you add 20 plus 30, then how much you will get? 50 mm. From the reference line, you need to show here 50 millimeter. Clear? 50 millimeter nothing but 5 centimeter. This fourth question is completed. Again, we have to maintain a distance of 30 mm apart. Okay, then let us see. A point E, again it lies in a which quadrant? It lies in a above and behind, lies in a second quadrant. A point E is 20 mm below the HP. Below the HP. Below is lies in a third as well as in the fourth quadrant. 50 mm behind. Below and behind. Below and behind is lies in a third quadrant. What is the third quadrant formula? We have HP by VP. HP by VP. Clear? That. Let us see. So same thing we have to write here. Then you will get the concept clearly. 20 mm below the horizontal plane and 50 mm behind the VP. So 20 mm below the HP means they're resting on where here? On VP. VP, what we can say? Front view. Front view is represent as the point, what we can say? E dash. 50 mm behind the VP means they're resting on HP. HP, what we can say? Top view. It represent as the point E. So in both of them, which is the smallest value? The smallest value is 20 mm. First of all, we have to go for 20 mm. 20 mm we need to draw on where here? On the vertical plane. Which is the vertical plane? Below the reference line. Below the reference line. Sorry. Up to here only. Up to here. From here to here. Is how much? 20 mm. Show the dimension here. 20 mm. You need to erase, is it right? The extra line we have to erase. 20 mm. Clear? This 20 mm what we can say? 20 mm is called as VP. VP what we can say? Front view. Front view it is represent as the point here E dash. Next one. 50 mm behind the VP. This 50 mm resting on where here? On the horizontal plane. Where is the horizontal plane? Above the reference line. From the reference line, we need to measure a length of 50 millimeter. Clear? Meanwhile, show the dimension 50 millimeter. Clear? 50 mm behind the VP means the resting on HP. On HP. HP what we can say? Top view. Top view is resting. Top view what we can say? It's denoted as E. Top view it represent as E. Clear? So it lies in a which quadrant here? It lies in a third quadrant. Below and behind is lies in a third coordinate. Okay, E also completed. Come next one, the last one. The point F is in VP. Right now we are in dilemma. Is it right? We don't know exactly value where we have to draw the figure. Is it right? And 50 mm below the HP. Below means we understood over here. We have only two cases. Below it lies in a third coordinate as well as it lies in a fourth coordinate. So you can go for any one. Is it right? Then no sir, I am convenient with the third coordinate. You can go for third coordinate. No sir, I am convenient with the fourth coordinate. You can go for the fourth coordinate. You will both of them will get the same answer. Okay, I'm using the third coordinate. HP by VP. Is it right? 50 mm below the HP means the resting on where here? The resting on VP. The last one VP. VP, what we can say? Front view. It represents as the point F dash. Is it right? Then how much distance we have to measure apart? 30 meter apart. Okay, from this point. Let us see. A point F is in VP. 50 mm below the HP means 50 mm resting on where here? On the vertical plane. Where is the vertical plane? Below the reference line. From the below the reference line, we need to measure a length of 50 mm. Clear? Done. And meanwhile, we need to represent the dimension. The dimension should be, how much will be there? The dimension is 50 millimeter. Clear? 50 millimeter, nothing but 5 centimeter. Okay, so this point, what we can say here? We can say as front view. It represent as the point here. It's called as F dash. Clear? So it lies in a which quadrant? So they have the possibility will be there. It lies in a below the HP means it lies in a third quadrant as well as it lies in a fourth quadrant. It lies in a third and fourth quadrant. Okay, I hope so no one is having the doubt up to here. In the next class we are going to discuss regarding the projections of line. Thank you dear.